And Leo, just good to see you. You missed a game with an injury, and you got back out against Connecticut. You had a whole bunch of tackles. Just tell us about how the game went for you.
Yeah, it was good. Definitely still trying to feel like myself again a little bit out there. And it was good to at least get a game under the belt coming off of that injury. And so that was good. Obviously I'm really just glad we could give those seniors a win on senior day. I thought that was the biggest part. I thought the defense played pretty solid overall. And it was really good to see our team come together and get that win.
And the first drive, you stop them for a 3-and-out, and you get a block punt for a touchdown, and then they started making some plays, and your defense came up with 2 goal line stands back to back. What did it take to do that? What were you thinking and encouraging your teammates during that stretch?
I think a lot of it's honestly just never having that doubt in your mind. I think we were fully confident that we could stop them. We were going to stop them. And we know that when it comes down to the goal line, that's one of the hardest times for an offense to score on us. And so we know that with the help of Coach Woody and the coaches, we do a great job stopping the run down there. We had some good play calls, and it really just worked out. And we were tough and could hold our ground.
Very good. Well, we heard that you were just named to the CSC Academic All-District team, along with Quinn Morensky and Connor Bishop and Peyton Hampton. What's your academic major, and how do you manage football and academics?
Yes, sir. I'm in engineering management, and really my thing is just with the time that I have, I try to be as productive as possible. Obviously there are times where things stack up, and I try to get ahead of those assignments. But it's really nothing special. I just try to do all my work and do it on time. As long as I get those things in and study for those tests, then whatever happens.
And a lot is it also helping the younger players, especially the freshmen, adjust to playing football on the academics and the military expectations that they're facing here at West Point?
Mm-hmm. Are you just asking how I help them?
Yeah, how do you help the freshmen, help them deal with that, younger players?
Yeah, I think obviously it's a shared experience, something that we've all been through while we're here. And so, they always have us as a shoulder to lean on, or somebody to ask, or somebody that can help them, and we're kind of a resource for them. And so definitely everybody tends to have a freshman in their company. And so I always try to reach out to Jack Flowers or Zion Jackson, or both in my company, and see if they need help, or guys in my position group. And just if they ever have any problems, they can come to me, and I try to help them with as much as I can.
And just final question about how your season's gone overall. You played a lot of football. You've already got 33 games in, made a lot of tackles. How do you feel your season has progressed?
I feel like it's progressed pretty well. I think I've definitely grown a lot in terms of confidence, and just trying to step into a little bit more of a leadership role, and just trying to do my part to make the team the best it can be. And hopefully I can keep that going an upward trend. So that's the goal.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir, of course, thank you.
Ken, on Zoom, do you have anything for Leo?
Yes, I do. Leo, Ken McMillan from the Record.
How's it going?
Good, thank you. Leo, to follow on Kenny's question there, as he said, you've been involved in a lot of tackles, almost twice as many as last year. Now, I know you're seeing more playing time, more starting time this year, but just tell me about what it must feel like to become so active out there on the field, and knowing that you're playing a major role in the defense.
Definitely, it's a big responsibility on my team. And at the end of the day, I don't want to let those guys down. So you got to do what it takes in preparation and in the off season to be able to live up to that standard that those guys see in me, and that standard I hold for myself, and that so I can meet and exceed the coach's expectations. And that's really that was the whole goal of the off season. And as we keep going, that's still what I want to do.
Obviously, the coaches try to put you in the optimum positions, but is there something about your game which you may have either cooked in, or you're taking advantage of this year? Is there something about your game that's maybe a little different from last year?
I think I put on a little more weight, and I feel like I'm playing with a little more confidence out there. And as long as I can have that confidence to kind of go fly around, then hopefully I can do as much as I can on game day.
Sure. Obviously, flying around is a good thing here. You had 6 tackles against UConn, but you've had 4 games this year where you've had double-digit tackles. Can you tell me what it's like to be in one of those games? Is that like being 4 for 4 in baseball? You can do nothing wrong, or you're just zeroed in on the play?
can definitely confirm that you can still do something wrong. But it definitely feels good when you come out of a game, you know that you played hard and you know you just happen to have a lot of plays come your way and you took advantage of those opportunities. You know that's always a good feeling, and just to know that you helped your team that day and you did as much as you could to help your team. I would say that's the most gratifying feeling.
Obviously, you still have some games left this year, but you knowing that you have another full season ahead of you, what's that feeling like? I mean, do you think you can almost exceed what you've done this year as a senior?
I mean that's the goal. Obviously, all offseason I definitely plan to work really hard and try to keep going forward. You know, I think one of the biggest things that sometimes happens from junior senior years, people get complacent, and I definitely plan on trying to hold myself accountable and having my teammates hold me accountable, and really just trying to step into a bigger role in this team and do what I can to help us to be the best team possible.
Sure. I asked Coach Davis and Connor this question. I'm not asking you to look beyond Massachusetts, okay? I understand that's the important thing this week. But is there something about the preparation leading into Navy? Is it almost seem more intense in practice or just more focused? You've been here before during the Navy weeks. Does it get a little different?
I would say, you know, when that time comes around, I'm sure people will sharpen up a little bit naturally, but I think our team's done a great job all year of, you know, no matter the wins or losses, we always come back ready to work. We've been really consistent with that, and you know, I don't think it necessarily sharpens up, but I think guys naturally really, you know, have a huge desire to win this game and make that game a big, you know, send off for those seniors.
Yeah, and then last thing, obviously the campus empties, a lot of the cadets go home for a quick Thanksgiving break, but you guys are still here. Tell me about the special bond that must take place during weeks like this, where you guys can get together on a holiday and just share a holiday.
I would say, you know, I think that's huge. You know, it's one of those things that it's, you know, that's kind of a hardship, is having to be here while people are gone and missing time with our family. But at the same time, like you said, we kind of become closer as a team. And that's kind of, you know, that's the price we pay of playing football, but that's something we're all clearly willing to do. It's, you know, that's good to be able to look around and know that about these guys, and being Thanksgiving, just to know that we're all thankful for each other and what we go through and how hard we work.
I'm sure when you're a kid and you're wrestling your big brother or little brother for the wishbone's one thing, but wrestling your teammates is a whole different matter, right?
Yeah, it might get a little more competitive, but, you know, we'll see.
All right, thank you, Leo.
No problem.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. You
Leo,
too.
you're all set.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Of course.